Okay, this is just a quick example of how to use Xamarin or Visual Studio 2019 for Mac to build an app. So I've just clicked the new button there and you can see various example apps, and right, there's a blank app, a flyout app, or a tabbed app. I'm just going to go for a multi-platform tabbed app to start with. This will create a simple one that we can have a look at, and I'm going to call this a CET498 app, and we'll go next, and I'm going to put it in projects and put it into Git. So I'll make the repository available to you later. And now it's going to go away and create the project. So let's see what it comes back with. Thinking about it, where's it going? There we go. Obviously thinking a bit too hard. Now what you'll see is this solution file, which is the top level thing here, CET498, has three components to it. It's got the platform agnostic piece, which is the first one. It's got an Android piece, and it's got an iOS piece. Okay, and it's perfectly possible to not touch either the iOS or the Android piece and still have everything work. You may need to do some changes, particularly in Android, to the Android manifest if it's not up to scratch, or in iOS the info.plist. Both of those files control some of the preferences or security settings that you have to set up depending on what your app is trying to do. This particular one has several pages: an about page, an item detail page, an items page, a login page, a new item page. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run it. It's not a blank app to start with, so I'm just going to hit the run, and it's going to run in the Android emulator that I have running here on my machine. There's the emulator. Let's just move it around so that it's a bit further away from my head. Okay, and hopefully eventually you'll see up here that it'll talk about deploying to this emulator. That's the emulator name there. It's a little cryptic, but it's basically got various size and version numbers in it. Okay, so now it's, as you can see, it's changed to deploying to device. And it might be a bit small for you to read, but let's go with that. And we'll have a look. This is, like I said, on the Android emulator. And there's the app starting, and let's see what happens. Okay, so there it is. It starts off on the About page. There's another tab here. If I click on that, it'll go to the Browse page, and I can click on one of these and it'll take me into the details of that particular item. And if I want to, this particular one, I think I can save that, and what we should see, if I can get the keyboard to go away, is that it's now added something. The app doesn't do much, but it gives you a starting point to tell you how to. One of the nice things about Xamarin is the look is an XML file, a XAML file, and then the code behind is in a C# file. Okay, there's not a lot of code in either of these to do it. Let's see if we can find the items page. New item view model. So we're going to go up to the view models to see. Right, so that's what is happening when we do a new item. Okay, that's the Android version. I can also where is it? Let's go with an iPhone 8 emulator, and hopefully that builds and fires up. And it'll build first and then it'll start the emulator a little later. Now the only difference in the code is for Android, there's this main activity section, and for iOS there's the app delegate. Okay, that's just the lowest level connection to the particular operating system, iOS or Android. But everything else is done up here in the platform agnostic code. Now, unfortunately, I didn't have this emulator running, so it's taking a little while to boot up. And we should be able to see the two of them side by side. And we can see whether the iOS application looks similar to the what's it called? CET498? Okay, so there's the two of them. Apart from the screen size, it looks like they look pretty similar, right? Now this, for some reason, this one, the tabs aren't showing in the iOS version. I wonder whether there's a problem with that. But you can see that they're pretty similar. I wonder if I go there. See, yeah, I can. right? I can add another version. One thing this app doesn't do, you can tell, remember in the Android version previously, I added another item. That item is no longer there. That's because there's no persistence. It's pretty easy to add persistence, but in this particular case, the example code hasn't added it. Anyway, that's just a really quick example of how to use Xamarin to bootstrap into an app pretty quickly. And you can do it either with in Android or iOS.